What's up, everybody, and happy Halloween. Welcome to a special episode of Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's project, our Halloween party special Aston Martin DBS, made by Zaraki. Obviously, the car itself is the DLC, but this particular config is made by Zaraki, and I'm going to have to show you everything now that's going to be cool on it a little bit later on, because I won't be able to hide it throughout this episode because it all sticks on the body of the car. So I'm just going to click here, I'm going to scroll out a little bit, and I'm going to go to switch to part mount mode and show you all of the exhaust coming off of the engine here. So we got 3 exhaust tips coming off, or sorry, 4, an extra one there, coming off of the engine up here. Both either side, and then down the back we've got, oh god, I can't get round to it, another 3 coming off of the back there, all 3 mixed in together, going into the one tube. They are all connected to the exhaust system. There you go, you got a little drop out at the back there, they're connecting in there, going all the way up to the front, and then this part here is connected directly into the engine. Beautiful work, Zaraki. I really love what you've done with that. I hope it's going to look absolutely fantastic by the time we finished. Also, there is this livery, and if you do install it from Steam and go into the folder, there is a second livery that you can get in there. You just have to add that one into the game yourself. So let's jump into this. Let's talk about this beautiful Aston Martin DBS called the Pumpkin Beast. Beautiful. 178,000 kilometers just over on that one today. And a 1% frame again. There we go. They seem to be becoming more and more frequent. But the rest of it isn't too bad at all. As we saw just a second ago, there is quite a few bits are missing, though. Did we get a good deal on this one? Absolutely not. I paid 50,044 for it and could sell it for 41,125, losing out on 8,919 on Halloween. Thank you very much. Not the best start we've ever had by a long shot. Should be able to claw that one back by the end of today's episode, though. The engine is the V12A M11 that comes with this one as standard. 561 horsepower on this. It should be pretty insane by the time we finish with it. And obviously, we're going to paint this engine, all the suspension, everything like that, make this look as awesome as we can. This would be the first time attempting to paint a lot of this. These don't normally paint. Last time I did this, couldn't get these to paint. That doesn't paint. There's a few bits on this one that didn't paint or didn't want to accept colour very well. So hopefully this should be pretty awesome. Let's get stuck into this, though. Let's get it over to the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up and start stripping everything down. Here we are then in the car wash. We can see it's already got the Halloween party livery on it, but let's get it cleaned nonetheless. Hopefully it should look a bit awesome. It's red, I believe, at the moment, or is it just, oh no, no, it is red. We're not going to go with red. We're probably going to go more of an orange, probably a bit closer to what's on the pumpkin there, but not exactly. But let's get the interior done, then we'll get it back on the lift, and we'll get that beast of an engine ripped out of there, ready to get everything stripped down. First things first, let's check for the oil pan. It is there, so we do need to drain that out. There is quite a bit missing from this car, so I was a bit surprised by that. But the engine is looking pretty complete, so we'll go with it. Out we come. Very dark. That is disgusting. Absolutely awful. Who would let an Aston Martin get to that level? Hopefully nobody in the real world. But let's jump underneath. Oh God, we've got to get loads out, haven't we? Because I can't even get the drive shaft out until we've got the gearbox out down the back there, which is a weird one. Which means we need to get this wheel off, or not the wheel. Obviously, we're missing the wheels. We need to get these drive shafts out. Oh, there's just the one. The other one from the other side is missing. So let's just get you ripped out then. Out you come. 2 rusty bolts on this one. Not too bad at all. There we go. And there we go. Now we should be able to get this drive tunnel out, although I may have to get the starter out. Where are you? Just in there. Nicely done. 2 bolts in there. Nice and simple. And let's get this drive shaft out as well. Just the 1 extra rusty bolt. Not too bad at all. We will grab all of this exhaust out, I think, while we're here as well. Well, just their main parts. And I'm going to take that just to be on the safe side. But let's go and rip this engine out and double check we have got everything there. Over we go. Let's get you moved over and let's get this engine ripped out of here. It's massive. Is it going to let me? No, it's not. First remove air intake hose. Let's have a look. What are we missing then? These, which mean, oh, can I just pull these out? I can indeed. There we go. That should be it. We'll try again. Let's go. There we go. That's better. Let's get you put away and let's see what we've got going on inside this engine base. We've got the 2 air filters in there looking pretty sweet. We've got a radiator and the fan housing kit, wishy-washy reservoir, coolant reservoir. Then we've got the ECU Type A, the ABS pumper module, brake servo, and the fuse box. Let's just get you popped out of there. Are we missing anything else? Let's have a look. I feel like there should be a power steering pump in here somewhere. Or power steering reservoir. Oh, there it is. I just couldn't see it. Hiding just up there. There she is. Nice. Okay, let's go down the back. We'll take out this battery while we're here. along with the fuel pump there. And then we'll go back up here, and we have got liquids to drain. Make sure I can get them all. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get out of here. So it is right-click, additional tools, drain tool. Click and hold anywhere. It doesn't have to be the lid or on the container. And it will drain it out, and I'll be back in just a second. There we go. That's all of that drained. Let's start stripping some stuff out. And I'm just going to start by getting all of these clips off just to make my life a little bit easier. And to check that we do have all the clips and I don't need to go to the shop and buy any. There we go. There we go. And jumping around. And there we go. And there we go. So they were all there. That's a fantastic start. Let's just get you out. You out. And we'll just alternate so that I don't get that boing noise. Out you come. Coolant reservoir. Out you come. A wishy-washy reservoir. The air filter base and that power steering reservoir as well. We'll move on. We'll get the ECU out. ABS pump. More rusty bolts. Here we go. It was pretty bad condition, let's be honest. So we should be expecting all of these rusty bolts. Out you come, and out with that brake servo. I'll come back to the fuse box in just a minute, but we need to see what is missing from the suspension, and I can already see it looks like quite a lot. So we're missing the sway bar, which also means we're missing the sway bar end links there. We're missing the upper suspension arm, which also means we're missing 2 bushings. We're missing the hub bearing, and this is 4-wheel drive, so we're missing a drive axle there as well. Bushings 1, obviously 2 and 3. And is there another one? There we go. We're missing that one as well. Then we got another upper suspension arm, the complete shock missing from the other side there. The brake pad and the cylinder that goes in it. And I think that's it from the front. I'm not 100% on that. We did just take that out, so that isn't missing. Let's jump down the back. Down here, we're missing we've got the bearing, though. We've got the drive axle from this side. We know that. We're missing the brake disc, the brake pad, the brake caliper, and the little cylinder from this side. That's not too bad. That seems to be all we're missing from this side. Over here, we are missing another upper suspension arm. Seems like a common theme with this one. The shock absorber there, and a wheel hub bearing, and the drive axle, because we didn't have that one on this side. Not too bad, though. Not too bad at all. I've definitely seen a lot worse. Let's get this all stripped out, though. I'm going to get all of this stripped. The suspension all stripped. Strip that engine down. Then we'll work on this bodywork before we head over to the paint shop. That's everything repaired, replaced, or upgraded. Ready to go back on our spooktacular DBS. So let's jump in. I am so sorry about that. Let's jump in and get all this bodywork stripped down. Out we come, out we come. I can't even remember what's on this. It wasn't even that long ago. Off with the door. No. That's all the exhaust. Might struggle to find a few bits behind the exhaust parts, but we'll carry on. Around we go. Off we go. Did I miss a rear window at the back there? There's not one in there. Did I miss this one? I did indeed. There we go. Back around. Is that a part? That's part of the body. I think that might be everything. I'm not sure. We will jump in and get this interior. It's got the DBX seats in it. I don't know why. Probably not going to put them back in, mostly because the interior there is very black and white, and I believe the inside of the doors are black and white. I think the red seats might be a bit too much for the interior, so I might try and find something black and white to go in it. But let's see if we got everything. That's not the right screen. That's down to 1%, so that is a good sign. And that is everything out. Absolutely fantastic. Before we jump in, 1% frame, and I bought it for 50,000. What do we reckon? What do we think this is going to cost today? I'm going to say 1,500. 1,200. Not far off. Not far off at all. We don't need to see the body shop for the DBS. There is only one part. Replace for replace. So I'm going to get all of that sorted. Then we'll get it all back on the car. Maybe with some of the exhaust as well. And then we'll get over to the paint shop. In fact, no, I'm just going to do the body work. We'll go over to the paint shop. We'll check out the liveries. And then we'll come back and we'll throw the exhaust on before we do anything else. Hopefully this is going to look awesome. I shall see you in just a moment. Time to get our Halloween DBS body all back together. Let's just get it on. I did have to buy pretty much all of this, so let's just throw it all on in there, in with the headlight on, with the hood, other headlight floating, just a second. There we go. Other fender now in. Left door, did manage to repair this one and this mirror just here. There we go. In with the windows. On you go, on you go. And also we did manage to repair the rear bumper. Everything else on the body of this one is brand spanking new. So let's just keep going. That DBS badge is black. I didn't even notice that. Let's carry on around. There we go. There you go. In with the window and the mirror. And I believe that's all of the bodywork. We've got that license plate to go, obviously. I missed the windscreen. How did I miss that? There we go. Let's throw the interior back in. Now I have swapped it. I did go back to the original DBS interior. This may change. I'm not fully decided on it yet. I just figured for the minute, having it matching on the interior. You can see there you've got the white door cards or bits of the door cards with the white rear seats, or black and white, and then black and white on the front seats as well. We may try and switch a bit of colour into that a little bit later on, and we shall see. But there we go. That is everything back together. Well, it's not, because I've got to put that license plate on. So there we go. Time for the license plate. It is the DB Spooky. Nicely done. A little bit of a pun there, just for good measure. There we go. That should be everything all back together. Wrong screen. Good to see I've earned some money back, though. 100%, 100%, 100%. Fantastic. Let's get this one over to the paint shop and see these beautiful Halloween liveries. We are in the paint shop, and I realised I forgot one thing. There is a bonus part spoiler to go onto this one. Oh, God, there's 2 spots. I don't know which one to use. Let's try that one. Does that work? That looks like it works. I'm not going to use the other one. I'm not sure what that's for. We can also get something on the roof if you want to, but I'm not going with them. I'm just going for that giant Batwing spoiler, looking absolutely incredible. Let's get on and check out these liveries then. We are in a factory red. I'm going to just swap it to a white very quickly just so we can check out the liveries. We're going to the livery screen. I believe I can just go back to. First one there is the Halloween party. This is the one that is currently on it, and probably the one we are going to stick with. It is incredible. I do like that. Excellent work, Zaraki. And the second one is this one here. So you've got the Batwings, Happy Halloween, still got the little tail, and still the little Happy Halloween on the other side, and still got that pumpkin smile around the grill there. Looking incredible, but this is definitely the one we are going to go for today. Still got the pumpkin smile, and it's Happy Halloween or Halloween party all around it. That's what one we're going to go for. I've just got to pick the orange to go with it. So I'm going to do that. Then we'll get it back on the lifter. We'll get all the exhaust parts on. Hopefully it's going to look awesome. And then we'll get on with reassembling all the suspension and that beautiful engine once I have painted everything and it looks, hopefully, absolutely incredible. Well, there it is in a beautiful matte orange, looking absolutely incredible. I am very, very pleased with that. We haven't finished painting everything, and not by a long shot. I've just done the exhausts. So let's just start with getting some of these bits in that are available at the front. So we've got exhaust sections. These are all in a chrome black. I'm just going to quickly throw them all in. Otherwise, we would be here for absolute ever. On we go, on we go, on we go. Let's jump over to the other side. I just want to see how this looks against all the paintwork there. I don't know what happened with my choice of words there, but we will move on. We just roll with it. Down we go. Obviously, we could do all the underside exhaust, but I'm not really worried about that at the moment. I just want to see what this looks like with all of the external exhaust pieces on that are meant to resemble, I don't know what, spider's legs, bat wings, I'm not sure, but I'm hoping it's going to look absolutely great. Let's just get all of you in, and there we go, there we go. 3 more, 1, 2, and 3. That is the last of the external pieces. Let's step away. Let's have a look. Let's just get it back down on the ground first. That looks absolutely fantastic. Look at it. It's just everywhere. And then obviously that big old wing at the back as well. I really like that. I think that looks really, really smart. I don't know what it's meant to be. Hands, feet, claws. I don't know. But it is awesome. What a fun little design you come up with there, Zaraki. Happy Halloween. Thank you very much for this one. It has been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. But we need to move on. I need to get all of the engine painted. Obviously, it's very orange in there, so we're going to need a lot of black. But I do still want orange on the engine. I don't want to do any red. I've done too much of that recently. But that's looking great. So, yes, I need to go and get everything painted. And then we'll crack on with reassembly. I will see you guys in just a little bit. That's everything painted, ready to go back on our Halloween DBS, looking pretty smart. But let's start by getting these shocks together. So at the front, we've got a black shock, an orange spring, and a black cap there. Looking pretty sweet, quite pleased with them. And then at the back, we've got an orange shock, a black spring, I can't say spring, and an orange cap there. They're looking pretty sweet as well. Bit of an alternating colour theme, front to back going on. There isn't too much at the back, but there is a lot at the front. So let's crack on. The front suspension cross member in a black there. The engine bay itself is very orange, so that should take away from that just a little bit. Let's get these rubber bushings in you go, and in you go. Then we've got the sway bar in an orange. We've got the front drive axle in an orange, and the steering rack all in an orange there. Looking pretty good. The front steering knuckle is in a black. We've got the inner tie rod in a black and the outer tie rod in an orange, just to alternate them. A lot of this is alternating colours, which means these are both in orange, both the bottom and the upper suspension arm are both in the orange there. On you go, and on you go. Looking pretty sweet. Nicely done. Then we've got the sway bar end link in a black to go against that. Looking cool. And then we've all seen the shock already. Let's just get it on Looking pretty good in there against all of that. I like that. The knuckle cover is in a black, and then we've got the wheel hub in an orange, very metallic-y orange. That's just the way it turned out, sadly. It is what it is, but it still looks absolutely awesome. The drive axle is in a black there. Obviously, you've got that orange into the black into that orange. That was my theory anyway. We will move on. Brake pad, on you go. And then we've got a lovely chrome orange brake caliper on there, which should pop right through the wheel when we get outside a little bit later on. That's the front end done. Apart from one piece, we just put this front drive shaft in the black there, orange into black. Doesn't connect to anything. It just is what it is. Can I get there? There we go. Let's get down the back. So the rear part, obviously, there is going to be a big old gearbox here later on. We will get to that. So we've got an orange knuckle housing is opposite to what we've got going on at the front. So we've got the black on the lower suspension and also on the upper suspension there. Looking pretty good. On you go and on you go. Get you in, get you in. Then we've obviously got the shock itself in orange, black, orange. Looking good. And then the knuckle cover is also in a black, but that's because the orange... chrome orange brake caliper will be going on there. Wheel hub in a black though, because the drive axle when it goes in will be in an orange. Hopefully, we'll see. And then we've got the hub bearing in there, and that's about all we can do. So let's just get up to this lovely brake caliper. On we go, and on we go with you. Looking awesome. That's pretty sweet. Obviously, as I said, we can't finish it all off now, but we will throw in this fuel tank, and we will throw in this fuel pump, which I've done black and orange to keep in theme with the entire build. We will start throwing in some of this exhaust section though, so we've got all of the black exhaust running right the way throughout this car. Looking fantastic. So I'm going to crack on. I'm going to get all of this finished, front suspension all finished off, the rest of the rear suspension all finished off. Then we'll sort out the engine bay before we go and build that beautiful engine. It is looking great so far. I'm very pleased with this. I'll get this finished and I'll see you back here in a moment. Black and orange. Looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very good. We decided to do this Halloween-themed build. Looking insane. I'm loving the black and orange. But we do need to get this engine bay sorted out. And I apparently cannot from here. So we'll go back to there and we'll try again. There we go. That should be a bit better. First off, though, we need to jump down the back. If I can get there. There we go. And throw that battery in. Now I've taken it off of charge. Let's get back down the front and start sorting out this engine bay. We'll just start getting the reservoirs in. Wishy-washy power steering and the coolant reservoir in there looking great. We've got the ECU. We've got the brake servo in you go. And then down here, we've got a little bit of ABS pump in a metallic-y orange there. And then the module in a black on top of that. Keeping in with that black and orange theme. Looking pretty good. Where else can we go now? Well, we've got the radiator. The radiator, you'll be surprised, I have done just in a black. But then the fan housing kit is in black. But then the two fans are both in a chrome orange. Just to really pop in there. I think that looks fantastic. Let's jump on over. We do have a few bits of chrome orangey parts in this. There is a reason for it. It will make sense. The fuse box is just in black. I'm just going to step away for a second. The engine bay is ludicrously orange. So that black really just sort of finishes that off just a little bit. And now if we go to the last piece missing from the engine bay, not including the fuses, we've got the air filter bases, both in a chrome orange, because that's the only way I could get any colour on them at all. But it actually fits with the engine. Well, it should fit with the engine when we get that one all together. And we do also have some lovely black clips on there as well. Let's just get around. I'll get all of these finished. Hopefully looking awesome. Along with that fuse box as well. And then we'll go and build that beautiful, beautiful Aston Martin engine. See you in a bit. So we have got the engine block and the oil pan in a lovely black there. But don't worry, there is a lot of orange to go on this engine. It should still look awesome. Starting with engine head B is in a beautiful orange. Now, there is a lot of bolts on this. So I'm just going to show you it quickly. And then we're going to cut to it all bolted up. There we go. Both the engine heads are now in, looking awesome. Obviously, there is a lot to go on here as well, so I'll start it just to show you. You've got the two camshafts, one either side, and then you've got 5 camshaft caps on each camshaft. I won't do all of that. You've also got a cam gear to go on the end and all the spark plugs going in. So I'll crack on with that in a little bit. Though we've got exhaust manifolds to keep in line with it, obviously all in the black there, with a little bit of separation from the orange underneath it. Looking pretty sweet. On we go, on we go. Let's just jump around, get the other side done. We've also got a little fuel filter up here just in the orange as well. Just get these in. Come on, in you go. Nicely done. So we've got the oil filter in an orange, looking good, and the fuel filter also in an orange there. But before we move on, I need to get the rest of this all finished off. So I'm going to crack on and get all of these camshafts in, all of the spark plugs in, all of the caps on, and the cam gears on the end as well. I'll be back in just a minute. There we go. That is all that finished off and looking fantastic. We do need to jump down to the front now, though, to get some timing chains on. On you go. And on you go. We've also got timing shoes in here as well. There is quite a bit of it. I haven't painted any of this, I will be honest. It sits under covers, so I didn't want to waste already what takes a long time to get these all painted like this. I didn't want to waste a lot more time painting all of these little bits, so I just got them out the way. There we go. We'll start down the bottom. So we've got timing cover A in an orange there on the main black base, just to separate that up a little bit. Looking pretty sweet. On you go there. On you go there. And we'll get all of these little bits in as well. Power steering pump in the black, coming off the orange. I feel like that was pretty obvious. Water pump also in the black there. Looking good. On we go, on we go. Then we've got a water pump pulley. Now, I did try and do this on orange, but it didn't. It's a black plastic piece without chroming it. That would have been weird. But I still put an orange on it, so it's still got orange bolt holes and a little bit of an orange tint on the roller bit there. Idle roller B, you are in a black because you are on orange. That makes sense. Crankshaft pulley also in that big old black there. And then we've got the alternator in black as well. There we go. Front of that engine's looking pretty sweet, but we will need to get the timing covers up. They are also in a black, so it goes black, orange. You guys can guess what colour the engine head covers are in just a minute. But let's carry on with this first. On you go. We've got one more roller in there in a black as well. And we've also got the thermostat up here in an orange. In you go. Top down bolt. Should have changed the camera for that, really. Serpentine belt in a black, which is, again, how they're all going to be from now on. They look pretty sweet in that black with a black belt tensioner as well. A lot of black and orange in there. A lot of black with a few splashes of orange. So let's move up. Engine head covers. They are in an orange. Yes, of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? It does seem a bit weird. Orange engine heads into the engine head covers, both in orange, but with that piece there, it really does fit. We've also got black ignition coils to go in there as well. Really finishing that one off. I think it looks pretty sweet. I'm not going to make you watch the other side. There is a lot to this engine. We're just going to do the one side. Intake manifold B, that is in a black there. Looking pretty sweet on top of that orange. Really liking that. And then we've also got a fuel rail in here in an orange as well. There is another bit to go over that, but we'll come to that in a minute. The throttles themselves, now these are in orange, but they're a chrome orange. And there is a very good reason for that. You've already seen a couple of chrome bits in the engine bay. It will all make sense in a minute. I'm going to get this other one on. I'll be back in a second. Almost at the same spot. I do love the magic of editing. But let's get this last fuel rail in the orange there. And we got one last piece, the engine cover. Now, this can't normally be painted because of the material it is. So I chromed it. Why not? Chrome orange. Looking fantastic on there. You can still see that it is a 6-litre V12. But the one bit that is missing is there is an Aston Martin badge just hidden in there somewhere. You can just about see it. But that is that engine finished. It looks fantastic. I am very, very pleased with that. Hopefully, it's going to look great in the car. We will just double check we got everything. It does look like it from there. Brilliant. So I'm going to grab some photos. We'll get it dropped into the lovely Halloween Aston Martin in there. And then this one, it should be on its way to being finished. Time to drop this big old V12 power plant into that beautiful little Aston Martin. Not so little. Not so little at all. I don't know why I said little, but let's get it dropped in anyway and see how good this looks. In you go. Let's get you put away. That looks fantastic. There is a couple more pieces still to go on this front end. Let's just come back out. We've got on this side here, the air intake hose. I've done that one in a black. These couldn't be painted first time I did this, I do believe, but they look pretty good in black. And that's why I said the chrome will make sense. You've got chrome into the chrome, into the chrome at the top end of the engine. And then the bottom, you've got this sort of basic finish gloss, we'll call it gloss orange into the gloss blacks there, looking great. And we do also have the chrome fans on that fan housing kit, which you can see from some certain places but not all. But that is looking brilliant. I am very, very pleased with that. We still got a few more bits to go in underneath though, so let's get this one up in the air, get the gearbox, a drive shaft, starter in, and we've got a little bit more to finish off on this rear end as well when we get there. So under we go. Up we go. Let's start with the drive shaft. This is in an orange, matching the rest of it. That was not a bolt, that is just an orange part. There we go, on there. Then we've got the starter itself in an orange, looking pretty good. Separating from the black there, looking sweet. Jump down the back, the big old gearbox, if I could find a nice place to get this one from. We've got a big black gearbox in there, looking absolutely fantastic. Now, the last few pieces to go on here should just be the drive axles. I say should. I've been known to make a few mistakes before. So we get these orange drive axles in, and there you go. There's one. And now the wheel can go on. Fantastic. And let's just get that other one in there. In you go. There we go. That, I believe, is all of them. We've just got some wheels to finish off. I've got some liquids to top up, and then we'll get this one outside in the sun, all finished off. Looking absolutely fantastic. I really do love this one. Here we are then. The Halloween party is finished, or is nearly finished. We're not quite finished. This one is looking absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with this. Excellent job, Zaraki. This one looks absolutely fantastic. You have outdone yourself just a little bit. I love the exhaust coming out looking a bit like spider's legs or things like that. The front ones here looking like hands. Very evil, nasty looking hands coming out over them wheels to be protective wheel arches. Really loving that. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. The wheels sticking out. I didn't touch them. I left them as they were. In fact, we'll talk about them now. And you can see my chrome orange brake calipers through there looking great. Yeah, I left the rims exactly as they come on its standard. Well, not exactly. I changed the rims and the colours and all of that and tyres. I didn't have any as standard on mine. But the size-wise, they are a 20-inch rim with a 405 width there. Absolutely massive. And a 20-inch and a 20 profile. Sorry, not 20-inch profile. On, I went for the modern 2Bs with a two-tone effect. A lovely body-coloured matte orange in there. And then the black centerpieces. And it is the same all the way around. All four are exactly the same. You could put any on anywhere and they look fantastic. Very pleased with them. Almost like spider's web or spider's legs wheels on there as well. Looking absolutely great. Let's go back into this mode a little bit so we can carry on going around it. Loving this livery. That is the only bit of red that has officially been added to this car. The blood dripping around the Happy Halloween. Looking fantastic. We got the Halloween party logo down the side with the pumpkin in the middle. Looking fantastic. It really is beautiful. And then that pumpkin smile at the front there. I am really pleased with this. Excellent job, Zaraki. It looks fantastic. But we do have to jump inside this one and see what she sounds like today. I left the interior as it was. I didn't want to add anything to it. If I could have changed all of it, I would have, but all I could change was the front seats and the steering wheel. So I decided to leave it as it was. It still looks pretty fantastic in here. You can see my drive shaft tunnel just sticking up through into the center console underneath the little blocky bits in the middle there. It's a bit bizarre, but let's get this one started and see what the DBS sounds like. We have heard it before, but there's no harm in hearing it again. Lovely little tick over, nothing too in your face or too drastic. Let's give it some gas. I do love a V12 whine at the top end, sounding fantastic. But let's get this one onto the dyno because we've got a lot of performance parts exhausts on this one today. So who knows where it will end up. Here we are then on the dyno with the Aston Martin DBS Pumpkin Beast. Now the original DBS we did had 510 starting horsepower, gained 505, 99%, up to 1,014. What will we get out of this one today with all of those performance exhausts? A gain of 785 horsepower, 140%. That is actually insane. Very impressed. And in fact, the Newton meters of torque also balances at 140% gain as well, bringing our total measured horsepower to 1,345. That is considerably more than on the previous Aston Martin. A few updates have been made to this one, plus all them performance exhausts. Definitely helped out. Let's have a look at the gearbox tuning setup for today then. Here it is, a 4.03 ratio, bit of a random number there. 74 kilometers an hour in first gear, up to 415 kilometers an hour there in top gear. But let's head over to the track and let's see what this one can do. Here we are then on the speed track with the special Halloween edition DB Spooky. Looking pretty awesome. Now the last Aston Martin DBS reached 360 kilometers an hour, pitting at 88th on the speederboard at the time. It has since dropped down to 92nd. What can we get out of this one today? Let's jump in. Let's find out. Let's go. Off we go off the line. Pretty good start. This one is four-wheel drive in comparison to the last one. Let's just see where we end up. Come on, you little beauty. 360 is what we're aiming to beat. We should absolutely smash past that. Where will we finish? We're already almost up to 360 now. This is pretty good. Come on, little car, you can do it. There's the 360 there. Where will we finish? Should we beat it by 10? Can we beat it by 20? Yes, 22. So that's 382 kilometers an hour. It did tick up to then. So as an improvement of 22 kilometers an hour. Here we are then, all finished with Zaraki's Aston Martin DBS pumpkin beast. We've named ours the DB Spooky, because I think it's slightly better fitting, but it is still a pumpkin beast. Absolutely incredible. This has been absolutely fantastic. I've really enjoyed this one. I did spend way too long painting all of this, trying to get it all looking awesome and good. I did build this engine about 3 times. I'm not going to lie to you about that one. It was absolutely incredible, though, but we did get 382 kilometers an hour out of this one, which did pit it, or does pit it, 69th in the speederboard. That is joint 69th on the speederboard with the Chieftain Bandit and the beautiful G-Wagon. One of my most popular videos, that G-Wagon, surprisingly enough. But there we go. And it did bump the old DBS down to 93rd now, which is a bit of a shame. But this one has been absolutely awesome. I've really enjoyed this Halloween special. It has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it with me too. But let's go to some facts and figures about this beautiful pumpkin beast, or the DB Spooky. Now, we bought it for 50,044 and we were losing out on 8,919. If you stuck around long enough at the beginning, you would have seen that. But we have since spent another 91,100 modifying, painting, and getting this car looking to how good it does right now, pitting our total spend at 141,144. All of the ones, all the fours there. But the truth is, can we make a profit out of this one? Let's jump in. Let's find out. It is the Pumpkin Beast. It is all 100% finished. Just under 179,000 kilometers on there. Let's have a look. We obviously gained an additional 140 or 139.55% from that beast of an engine, putting the horsepower up to 1,345. Pretty spectacular. I was expecting her speed a little bit higher, and I probably could have played around with the gearbox a little bit longer and got a little bit higher, but it wasn't going to be much more at all. Let's see if we can make a profit from this one, though. Let's have a look. 221,765. I wasn't quite expecting that. That's pretty good. Take away our 141,144. Leaves us with a profit of 80,621. Happy Halloween, everybody. That is quite a bit of profit from this beautiful pumpkin beast, or the DB Spooky, as we have aptly named it. But it is time to say goodbye. Off you go, DB Spooky. That was a lot of fun. A lot of profit on that one as well. That has been a joyous video. What have we got up next? Well, we already sort of know. It is competition time. Whoa, jumpy game. It is competition time. So next up, we have got Golly's beautiful Nissan Skyline 2000 GTR, the C110. Absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's the Virtual Mechanic Edition. It isn't too bad. In fact, condition-wise, it's relatively decent. I had to get it from the nice auction house because I could not find one anywhere else, even though they were available in other places. I just couldn't get one to appear there, which was a bit of a shame. Did we get a deal on this one? Yes, in fact, we actually did. Yay! 58,123 is what I paid for this one, and we could already sell it for 64,772, making a profit of 6,649. Not too bad at all. I have left the original engine that came in this one. It was based on the Resto mod, which has got the i4 double overhead cam SR20 DET. Not a bad engine, but 701 factory horsepower on this one. This one that should be pretty insane. I am looking forward to it. I've got a little bit of a livery to go with this one. Nothing too fancy, nothing too over the top this time, but it is going to be a lot of fun. That is it for today's special Halloween special. Hope you all have a spooktacular day and evening, whatever it is you get up to, whether it's just sitting home watching scary films, taking the kids out trick-or-treating, or maybe even going out trick-or-treating yourself if you really fancy it. I wouldn't recommend it as an adult, but there we go. That's it for today, though. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you did enjoy this spectacularly special episode of Car Mechanic Simulator with me, the Virtual Mechanic. Please hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy it. Drop me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.